Hi guys! Today we're going to be going over some of the books that I've bought in the most recent months, so I'm counting that as since September. And there's quite a few, so let's get into it. So the first book I remember purchasing from September, maybe October, was this book, the Nothing Like the Movies. It is the second book in Better Than the Movies. I guess it's a duology now. It was them in college and kind of what happened to them. I gave this a 5 stars just because I love the story and the characters, and I just liked seeing the whole thing wrapped up in the end. So that was the first book. The next 3 books are ones that I bought when the Target sale was going on. Not the one most recently, but one like 2 months ago. They were having a buy 2 get 1 free, I think. Something like that. But I bought these 3 books when that was going on. So the first one I bought was Fourth Wing. I didn't end up finishing this book, but you do know that I tried reading it and getting into it. It just wasn't what I was looking for in a book at the time, but I'm super excited for when the time comes that I do read this because everyone says it's super good. So hopefully soon I will be in the mood to read this. But yeah, I bought this probably November, October, somewhere around there. That's why it was the perfect book for October, was because it was like dragons and magic and stuff. So, but unfortunately right now this is not the book I'm in the mood for. The next book that I bought is Collide. I bought this during the Target sale. I'm actually reading it currently and I've got about 50 pages left. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's about a hockey player and a psychology student, and she runs tests on him and that's how they get closer. But yeah, I really like their dynamic and they're a super cute little couple, but I'm excited to finish this book. The next book I bought, and it unfortunately still has the Target sticker on it, I need to take it off, is Twisted Games. I read Twisted Love and it was alright. I think I gave Twisted Love like a 3 stars. It was a little weird, but people say that Twisted Games is pretty good. It is quite a bit longer than Twisted Love. But as far as I'm aware, people say this book is really good, so I'm excited to read it. Probably in the spring. This book gives spring. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but that's probably when I would end up reading it. The next book is Love Boat Taipei. I bought this during the Amazon sale that they were having a little bit before Black Friday. It was like beginning of November. They were having a sale on books, and so I got some of the ones that I had been wanting to purchase for a while on a very discounted price. But yeah, this book sounded really interesting. I swear that Exo Kitty was based off of this, or like they told a story of Love Boat Taipei, because that's the reason I knew about it in the first place. I feel like my mom told me that, but I'm super excited to read this. This feels like a fall read, but I kind of missed that window, but it also, I don't know, whenever I'm in the mood I want to read this. The only bad thing about it being delivered by Amazon was that they damaged the like top whole corner of it, which is upsetting, but that's okay. So yeah, that was the next book. And then also in that sale, I bought Half a Soul. As you saw in one of my past videos, I finished this book and I really enjoyed it. It was about Regency era, England and Faye, and this girl who as a child got half her soul taken away from her. And the way that we get back to how she got it stolen and how she gets kind of that storyline going is super interesting. I didn't like the last page of the book. I loved the book and then the last page kind of ruined it for me. But I suppose that's okay, because the rest of it was good. I think I gave this either a 4 or 5 stars. I think I knocked it down a star because of that last page that just pissed me off so bad. Next book y'all actually saw me buy in a video. It was the Blush Bookstore event, and I picked up Terms and Conditions. I read the fine print probably a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I quite enjoyed it, and I heard that the second one's really good. I heard that Declan's a really good character, but it's so thick. And it hasn't really been on my radar, but I'm hoping to start it soon because when I did start it at the bookstore, I quite enjoyed it. Also, the cutest little bookmark. Here's the other side. Just thought it was the cutest little thing. But I'm excited to read this when I'm done with the books I'm reading right now. The next book was a very, very, very anticipated release from Stephanie Garber, Spectacular. I have not yet read it, but I'm going to read it after I finish Collide because it's so Christmas. It's like her Christmas special episode, but for books. And so I'm super excited. I'm pretty sure it's illustrated partially. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. look at this just first insert. Amazing. Oh, and the back is gorgeous too. I unfortunately didn't get the Barnes & Noble version because I saw this at Target and I immediately grabbed it because I didn't know it was coming out already. But, so this is the Target version, it's just the plain cover. The Barnes & Noble version has like those, I think the star is green or the letters are green, something like that. But it was super pretty, but this one's pretty as well. But I'm super excited for it because it's like I said, just like a Christmas special of one of my favorite stories. I literally finished the Caraval trilogy in 5 days. It was so good. So I'm super excited to read this after I finish the book I'm reading right now. And then the next book that I bought was in middle of November, I believe, and it was Phantasma. I started this book as soon as I got it and I really enjoyed it, and then I just slowly got out of the mood for it, but I'm hoping to finish it before the end of the year because I literally have this much left. But it's really interesting. It's like Caraval in the sense that it's like a game where it's deadly, but in this one, if you want to pull out of the game, you have to do it when you're out of a task. If you're in a task and you want to pull out, you can't. You'll either die or make a deal with the devil, which I thought was super interesting and super exciting. The second book is coming out in sometime in 2025, one of the earlier months, I know that. I learned that from one of Sarah Caroli's videos, and that's super exciting. So I'm hoping to finish one honestly before the end of the year because there's not much. I mean, there's probably like 200 pages, but that's like a book in itself. But I really enjoyed how much I got through this, so I'm hoping that the ending suffices, and I'm hoping that I get to finish it before the year ends. Okay, and then the next three I bought just the other day at Half Price Books. So this first book has some context. So when I was a kid, my favorite book was Nightmares. I don't know about my favorite book, but in 4th grade and 5th grade, maybe 4th or 5th, I'm not sure which one, I really liked this book when I read it. I'm actually really not sure when I read it, but somewhere around then. And I really enjoyed it, and I thought the storyline was super interesting, and I always kept the copy that I had. And there is a Hilton thing in here. But I think I bought this actually at the book fair, and I read it and I loved it. And it's, first of all, I didn't know it was written by Jason Segel, which I love Jason Segel now, but when I was in 4th grade, I didn't really know who he was. So naturally, when I was checking the clearance section at Half Price Books, and they had a second book, and then when I looked it up, there was a third book. However, I didn't get the third book because they didn't have it there, in the clearance or in the normal section. So I just bought this one. It was on sale for literally $2. And I'm actually excited because, like I said, Nightmares was my favorite thing, and this is like the second one. And the third one's called Nightmares, the Lost Lullaby, and this one's Nightmares, the Sleepwalker Tonic. I know this is well out of my reading range, but I would have loved this book when I was a kid, so I'm gonna read it for kid me, because of course. And then the next two go together. It's book 3 and 4 of Harry Potter. What's really weird is when I looked on my shelf the other day, I realized I only had 1, 2, and 5 of the Harry Potter books. And when I went to Half Price Books, I was originally just gonna buy all 4 of the Harry Potter books, but that was gonna be like 20 bucks, which honestly isn't that bad. That's like the price of one book now. But I didn't really feel like buying that much or spending that much that day because I'm trying to save more money. So I just bought these two. I was trying to find the ones that match the spine of my books because there's these ones that have the watercolor blocks, and then there's like color blocked ones that are just solid. Unfortunately, I don't know why, my books 2 and 5 have that watercolor effect on them, but my book 1 doesn't. So maybe I'll replace this one at some point, but for now it's fine. But now I have books 1 through 5 of the Harry Potter series, and I'm hoping to reread it in 2025. Another thing that I'm hoping to read in 2025 is the Twilight series. I very clearly read this book. I read it on a road trip where I ran out of books, and I brought this one just in case. And I obviously tabbed it a lot, and so I had to finish it. And as much as her character kind of pisses me off, Twilight is just so iconic, and so I need to read the whole series. And I have it. I got it at Half Price Books. That's why it's a little mismatched, which is kind of annoying, but the only reason I didn't get the matching New Moon book that matches all of those other books back there is because I had to get this one, because this cover is hilarious to me. And when I went back to Half Price Books the other day, they had the Twilight version of this, where it's just like Edward and Bella, like, maybe I'll put a picture up. But, so I had to get this one. I also love the size of this. It's super tiny, but I love it. And I was gonna read it the other day, but then I wanted to finish my other book. So yeah, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed me going through my books that I bought recently, and kind of seeing the taste in books that I have. Yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye!